Hi, welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name's Elliot and you're watching Rickety Ski Reviews. Today, we're talking about your questions and answers. I try to do as many of these as I can. Things are getting crazy. The pre-ski season rush for all of these brands has been nuts. I tried really hard, like July, August, emailing everyone, and then all of a sudden it all kind of came crashing at once. So anyway, I want to make these videos though as frequently as I can. I feel like they help you guys, and it's like a nice way to kind of communicate and answer complex questions. Sometimes I get a comment and I'm like, oh, it would take me so long to like type out and explain all this well, rather than just shooting it. So anyway, I want to help you guys. I want to connect with you. So without further ado, let's just jump into your questions and comments. If you want to support this channel, we did open a Patreon recently. You know, if it's something that you can spend and you're not like struggling just to get on the ski hill, I would really appreciate it. But as always, it's just appreciated. It's not necessary. And I'm still going to try to help as many people as I can. So without further ado, let's answer your questions. First comment comes from Joe B USA 9492. Hey Elliot, help me feel better. I went to a local shop today to see about getting my bindings adjusted because I got new boots after I bought my Atomic Mavericks. The old man said he wouldn't work on Chinese products. Atomic skis are made in Austria. What is he talking about? What? I mean, I know Apres Sports is owned in part by a Chinese company, right? Okay, Apres Sports, this is on Wikipedia. The company employs over 9,700 people. Since 2018, Apres has been a subsidiary of Chinese retail conglomerate Antisports. Okay, there's a nice little chart here. Okay, so yes, Apres Sports is part of a larger conglomerate, but Atomic skis are made in Austria. I don't know, you can pick how discerning you want to be about this, but it's not like it's made in a sweatshop. And where's that guy's phone made? I don't know, I get it. Like a lot of soft goods, I try really hard to buy things that are made ethically, and a lot of that means avoiding Chinese sweatshops. You still have to exist in the world, and you're never gonna get it entirely perfect. You just try to do your best. You try to buy products that are well made, that are made in ethical conditions. And telling someone at a ski shop you're not gonna work on Atomic skis, such a giant company. And especially like, I get it, like if you didn't want to work on something like K2 or what's the other one? Oh my God, I can't think of it. Line or K2 skis, because they're made in Chinese factories. I kind of get it, but denying a customer access to working on the binding of an Atomic ski, it's like, man, how granular do you want to get? I don't know. It's his shop, he can run it how he wants. There are plenty of shops out there that will work on Atomic skis, and I think everybody has their level of ethics that they're like willing to kind of abide by, and I try my best to abide by that too. I try really hard to pick things that are made ethically, made in an environmentally friendly way, but nothing is perfect. You know, the world isn't a perfect place. You just try to do your best, and that is such a weird hill to die on, but you know, I don't know, go to a different shop. You don't need to feel bad about your Atomic skis, as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion. If that story is true, I guess people can fib on the internet. But if that story is true, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I don't think you did anything inherently wrong buying Atomic skis. Nothing's perfect, but those skis are made in Austria. Oh, part two of that comment as well. If you're looking for brands made in the US, there are brands out there. Good alternatives. You've got Meyer skis, which I love. They're made in Colorado. They're made environmentally friendly way. They're handmade. You can custom graphics. You've got the Meyer Wrangler, which is my favorite out of their series, but they've got some other really nice skis. Like if you're looking for a kind of, you know, what do they call it? Like a beer league race ski. You've got that Bangtail. There's a ton of skis out there that they make. You can also get DPS skis, which I believe are all made in America now. I think that the Koala for a while was maybe made outside of the US, but I believe, if my information's right, that all current gen DPS skis are made in the US. There's plenty of brands out there that make skis in the US. I think there's several others, but those are just the ones I know off the top of my head that I review. You know, I mean, I think there are some others, but I don't want to like go making recommendations of like skis I haven't tried. They are out there if you're feeling some kind of way about it. All right, JWS Sonoma 1 says, thanks, I just switched from YouTube to your $4 Coffee Tea Fund Patreon level. Thank you for supporting the channel. I had to swipe left on their site. I wish it could be more, but I'm retired and maybe cheap because of old folks' wallets reside in the olden days where gas was $2 a gallon. No, there's no like hierarchy. I just appreciate you supporting me at all. I do not look at it that way. Thank you so much. I really am grateful. Let's see. Yes, old guys follow you too. Okay. I'm not feeling that young these days myself. We need you more than younger viewers because we bought skis based on Ski Magazine and whatever sales guy was pushing from their limited supply at the local ski shop. Please take a vote about letting your channel die versus getting sponsored if you get up against the wall. You'd be surprised how much your reviews and comments are respected. That is such a nice comment. Thank you so much. I think really when I said I would rather let my channel die than take sponsors, I more meant, and I think I said this, but it's not always super clear with my phrasing, so that's on me. I would rather let my channel die than take money from ski companies specifically. I am okay with taking sponsors from like secondary companies where they're not directly selling you skis. For instance, like if Toyota was like, hey, you know, I use my 4Runner all the time, I like it, I'm more than happy to take a sponsorship from them because it's a product I use, but also like it's not gonna affect my opinion on skis, which is what you're kind of looking for. I think that if there's sponsorships from, you know, any of these retailers, even like soft goods, it kind of makes sense. Like there's stuff that I love that I think would be really cool and kind of adjacent to ski companies. I just don't want to be paid by Atomic to make an Atomic ski review. And that goes the same for all of these ski brands. And what's been nice is the affiliate links, it's a percentage and it goes to my retailers like Evo, Backcountry, whatever. And what's nice about that is like the percentage is the same no matter what ski it is. So I'm not incentivized to do like a Vocal over an Atomic or a Solomon ski over a DPS ski. They're all kind of operating on the same percentage. So I like that because it keeps a level playing field for everyone. But you know, if like, what's a good example? Like if Booster Straps wanted to offer me a sponsorship, I would love to take that. I mean, I promote them all the time anyway because I like that product. Or Samsung, you know, like Samsung watches, or you know, like GoPro, stuff like that where I use it and it's relevant to everyone, but it's not a ski brand that's going to kind of affect my opinions and scores on skis, if that makes sense. So I'm not gonna let the channel die. I am open to sponsors, but I still think that it's good to keep that level of separation, at least as far as what I'm comfortable with. But let me know in the comments below if you think I'm off base, if you have a different opinion about it. That being said, I am really pleased to announce I did land my first sponsor deal with a brand. It's kind of a weird thing. YouTube just started this new program where you can put in a bid and then the company accepts it or not. And essentially the way that it works is they send out the product and then you make the video on it. So I received my first sponsorship from backcountry.com to make a quick like talk about base layers. My thought on it was, okay, even if I don't get selected and get paid for this, at least I received the base layer and then I can review it. You know what I mean? And then I can still like have an opinion, or I can make some kind of content out of it that will like help me let you guys know about the product. And luckily Backcountry selected my video. So I don't know where it's gonna be posted, if it ever gets posted. I was kind of surprised. I'm not exactly, you know, Marlon Brando over here when I submitted my stuff. But I made a, like a 30 second video. I forget how long it is, 35-second video, just talking about base layers generally. I felt very comfortable with the request. I'm just talking about the Backcountry base layer, which I'm not wearing now. And I wasn't paid a lot of money for it, but it will allow me to demo more skis and help support the channel and help with expenses, help me upgrade some of my camera equipment, help me upgrade my GoPro for the year. So yeah, I don't know if, I just want to be honest. I'm disclosing it to you guys now. I received my first sponsor. I was very excited about it. It wasn't a lot of money, but it helps me review more skis and make more of the kind of content I like making, and hopefully you like watching. So I guess that's a good enough time to announce it. It's like a vertical video. It's pretty quick, but it should be out there, just me talking about their base layers, which I did wear for a week and did enjoy. You know, I guess I'm sponsored, so you can't trust my opinion, but I liked it. I didn't like the synthetic wearing around the house. It's just too hot for indoors, but the merino wool one, I did really enjoy inside. And then the synthetic one I've been wearing biking, it is good for keeping you warm. But anyway, full disclosure, I guess, I did receive my first channel sponsorship, but it wasn't from a ski maker. It was just from backcountry.com. All right, Blangelevin says, I'm running the Zipfit Gar LV liner in my Atomic Register TX boots, which use the exact same shell as the Remedy aside from color. It can definitely work if you have low volume foot ankle and are willing to put in the time to really heat mold the liner. I went from not being able to close the third buckle during the first session, very tight, It can definitely work if you have a low volume foot, ankle, leg, and are willing to put in the time to really heat mold the liner. I went from not being able to close the third buckle. That's the same problem I had. Okay. All right, I'm listening, you got my attention. The first session, very tight, to getting all buckles closed and feeling pretty good in the boot by the 5th fit session. To be transparent, I haven't actually skied them yet. I've heard that Zipfit is working to create a new liner in the future, not this season, but next season, meant specifically for race-inspired boots in that 96mm last category. Yes, and I said in my video, what he's responding to is, I have the Atomic Remedies that I'm testing, and I couldn't get my Zipfit Freeride liner to fit in it, and I had said like, that when I called Zipfit, they were like, oh, that's not really like a perfect fit for that. You should look at the Zipfit GFT. What they did say, and I left this part out, and this is part of the confusion, this comment is right. This user is right. You can fit the Gara and the Freeride into the Atomic Remedy, but you have to be willing to like remold it. You can shift around the cork, I think, inside of the Zipfit liner to make it work, and you can make adjustments to make it work. My thought was that is a ton of work. I know that the Zipfits work well in my Atomic Hawx Prime while I'm reviewing this, so in case this, this starts to not feel good, I have like a home base of a fit that I like with my Freeride inside of that Atomic Hawx Prime. And it is a good opportunity to just try something new and review that for you guys and make more content rather than like doing all of that work, having it go here, and then maybe not liking this boot as much as the Atomic Hawx Prime and then kind of being stuck. So I think, because of like things like that backcountry sponsorship, I can now go out and buy the GFT and give you guys more content and get something that will fit better without destroying what I have, which is a good fit on my Atomic Hawx Prime. At the end of the day, I know the Atomic Hawx Prime with that zip fit is a phenomenal feel. I know it works, and I don't want to be in a boot that doesn't fit properly and have it affect my ski reviews. I know it's like, wait, I don't know, what is it? It's like, it's not an issue. I feel very privileged that I can test this stuff and I have access to it. But I did want to clarify, he is right. Those liners can be made to work, but the amount of work and change that I have to do to the liner would make it so that I don't have a safe bet for a boot and liner fit that I have currently. So anyway, I'm just trying to think of ways to get more content for you guys and help review and test products that you want to know about. And I'm just, I have very limited funds. Like I said, last year for YouTube, I made $14,000. That isn't a tremendous budget, so I'm just trying to use my resources efficiently and effectively. But we'll see. We'll see if that happens. I can't even order Zipfit liners right now. They're just sold out everywhere. All right, next comment comes from One Never Knows with a Z. How is that soup strainer not the first piece of gear that you talk about in the 2025-2026 season? I am so embarrassed by how long it took me to get this joke. He's talking about the mustache I had in that video. Okay, the mustache was just a temporary fixture. I was growing it out for Halloween. My family, we all went as like the Addams family, and I was trying to grow a mustache for oh my gosh, why can't I think of it? Gomez Addams, am I saying it right? Anyway, for the person I was for Halloween, I had a mustache, and then it just was kind of left over from Halloween. But I got so many comments about it. It's gone now. It wasn't a permanent fixture. It was just something that I was like growing out for that thing, and I hadn't gotten a chance to shave it. Especially when you grow stuff out, it hurts when you take a razor to it. So anyway, the mustache is not there, but that comment, soup strainer, that is so gross. Such a gross way of thinking about it, but it was really funny. Yeah, I saw a lot of comments about the mustache. It was just for fun. It was for Halloween. But nice to know that some of you loved it, some of you hated it. I don't love facial hair in general, actually. Like, I'll have some stubble, but actually, I don't like the way that my helmet straps feel against it if it gets too long. Or especially when you have like a necky on, sometimes it can kind of interfere with it. I don't have any problem with other people having it. For me, I just don't necessarily always love it when I'm skiing. All right, the next comment comes from ACCET76. They say, Elliot, with my name spelled wrong. That's okay. I say all the names wrong, so maybe I don't have the root tuck. You say you're not sponsored by any brands, ... If that's the case, what's with the full kit Mammut outfit? I like the Mammut. They have a lot of good products, but it looks like this is a paid advert. Oh, that's a great question. It's not phrased the nicest, but I think this is a good opportunity to talk about that. I am not sponsored by Mammut. Absolutely not. Basically, what I get, and it's the same when I talk to my dad, who's a PSIA instructor, there is a pro deal discount that I get through Mammut. And I always disclose that when I talk about that product. But the first Mammut jacket that I had, the Heldragat, I didn't get a discount on it. I paid full price. I got it on Sideline Swap and like combined whatever promo code they had and got it used. So my opinion on that original jacket was like 100% out of pocket. That's how I feel about it. I use it a lot. I love it a lot. But essentially, I used the pro deal on the Mammut stuff because it's made ethically, it's made in an environmentally friendly way, and the quality is high. And I basically just use my pro deal to buy like day-to-day clothing. I'm not paid by Mammut. I'm just frugal, I guess, or trying to like make the most of my resources. So like if I have like a clothing budget, I don't buy a lot of clothes. I try to buy nice stuff that I'll use a lot. I've in my past like had to buy less expensive clothing, and it always just kind of fails on me. It ends up like ripping and ends up in a landfill. I hate that. So a few years ago, I said, I'm not gonna buy clothing in a sweatshop if I can help it. There's some things like shoes where it's really hard to get around that. But I was basically buying used Patagonia stuff on eBay, and then if it needed to be repaired, I would send in because they'll still repair it for you. And essentially, with the Mammut discount, I'm able to get that stuff for about the same price as I was buying used clothing. Maybe even a little bit cheaper, honestly. So, but yeah, it's essentially just I get a slight discount on the clothing, so I try to utilize it to get nice clothing. I can see where it looks like that though, like because it has Mammut logos all over it. But no, it's just I like the product, I get it at a discount, and I wanted to save money on my clothing budget and not have stuff end up in a landfill. So I appreciate the opportunity to explain it. I am not paid by any brand. Like I said earlier, I did just get a sponsorship from backcountry.com, and I actually have one of their base layers, but I'm not wearing it. They paid me once for like one little vertical video that I made. But yeah, if I'm sponsored by something, I'll let you know. But I'm just trying to save money on clothes. For instance, like shoes. Like I wear the Mammut shoes, and I used to wear the Salomon, what are they called? Like the Cross Max or whatever their trail runner shoe was. And I still really like that shoe, but it's kind of expensive. Like, you know, yeah, the Speed Cross is like $165. I like that shoe a lot, but I was ultimately not replacing it as often as I should. And I was wearing shoes for too long, and it was starting to hurt my back and my hips. And so essentially, I tested out the Mammut shoe, really liked it. I ordered 2 different models and I returned one. There was like a low rise one with a pole tie that I didn't like the tops of. But the one with the laces that I got, I don't even remember what it's called. Let's look it up. The Surdig. I got the Surdig Trail, not the one with the pull string, the laces. I got the Mammut Surdig, too low. I don't like the one with the pull strings. So I got the Mammut Surdig. It felt as good, if not more comfortable than my Salomon. And with that discount, like I think they're retail about the same. They're 150 versus Salomon's 165. But with that discount, I'm able to get them for under $100 and save myself some money. So anyway, essentially I just have a lot of Mammut stuff because I could get it at a discount, it was well made, and it helped me be able to replace my shoes more frequently. So, but I can see where that comes off, and I'm sorry if I gave that impression of it. It's not a paid advertisement by Mammut or any other company for that matter. If there is an advertisement, I will clearly label it. I'm very sensitive to that stuff. I don't like being advertised to without disclosure, and I am absolutely trying my best to make sure I'm crystal clear on it. But no, I was just trying to save on my clothing budget while getting stuff that I like. But anyway, thanks for the comment. Glad I had an opportunity to talk about it. All right, last comment comes from Philip Mueller, 7936. They say, hi Elliot, great review of the Pisteworks 79. Since you made this review, DPS has announced the Pisteworks 94. Would you give it a higher score than the 79 based on your comments about versatility and width underfoot of the 79? That's a great question. Yeah, you can like kind of try to guess things based on like on paper stats, but I never rate a ski unless I've actually put it on snow. I think that there is a tendency, and not just like from people commenting, but like reviewers themselves, to infer things before they put the ski on the snow based on like, okay, I've skied the Bent 100, here's what I'm expecting from a Bent 120. But the reality is, a ski design and the way a ski feels on snow is more than just the metrics. It's a combination of design features and how they kind of come together in an orchestra. I think that's the best analogy I can think of. Like, you could have a really good violinist and, you know, a saxophone that plays a certain way, but how do they cooperate together to make a piece of music? And this sounds very granola. I do listen to classical music when I'm driving up the hill. I like it. But anyway, the way that a ski feels, for instance, like I really like the Blizzard Anomaly 94, but the 88 feels kind of clunky and awkward to me. Or I like things out of the Atomic Bent 120 that I don't find in the Bent 100, or even parts that I don't feel in Bent 110. The way that things come together with the shaping coordinating with the width all comes together to make a different experience. So while I could guess based on my experience with the Pisteworks 79 that the 94 will probably have more range by virtue of the width, as that tends to happen across the board with all ski designs, I can't kind of guess how much I would like the Pisteworks 94 just from skiing one ski, and so I'm not gonna give you an honest opinion if I try to guess that stuff. So I really, it limits like how many skis I can talk about, and maybe I'm shooting myself in the foot that way, but I cannot give you an honest answer about the Pisteworks 94 until I've actually put it on snow. And that's just me being as honest and transparent to you as I possibly can be. So I have no idea about the Pisteworks 94. I would think that that platform could do well with a little bit more width and a little bit more range, and I would be very, very excited to test the Pisteworks 94 if I had the opportunity, but I can't give you a recommendation or a guess based off of like trying to hypothesize how the ski would be hypothetically. That's just me trying to be honest and transparent with you. So I appreciate the question, and I'm glad that the 79 review helped you, because it's like giving you like at least a place to start from. But I don't want to overstep that and tell you about a ski I've never put on the snow. That's kind of my policy. But again, I'm excited about the Pisteworks 94. It makes a ton of sense, and I do hope that I get a chance to review it. DPS was nice enough to send me the 79s, and I'm hoping that in the future I have an opportunity to try the 94s as well. Great question. I wish I could be more helpful. But as always, honesty and transparency is kind of my priority here. I don't want to make recommendations of skis that I haven't skied. That I know places do that. I know a lot of ski shops you almost have to do it, but I've always had that kind of standard, and I want to stick to it here. Great question though. Thank you so much for watching and the nice comment. I really appreciate it. I wish I could be more help to you. So anyway, that's the end of the video. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. We also have those Patreon memberships we talked about. If you're in the market to buy skis currently, I will put down all of our affiliate links for skis. If you're purchasing skis and you want to support the channel, that doesn't cost you any extra money, and it is a large portion of how we are able to do these ski reviews, pay for demos. It really helps keep this channel independent. So if you're in the market, don't buy stuff if you don't need it, but if you're in the market to buy skis, please consider using those affiliate links down below. They'll be in the description, they'll be in a pinned comment. But as always, more than anything, just thanks for taking time out of your day to watch my videos. That's really what means the most to me, is that I've been able to make these videos, have you guys watch them, and build a really strong community around it. I always say I don't care about how many subscribers I have. I would not trade the community I have now, because you guys are so nice in the comments. I see you guys helping each other out, and it really means a ton to me to have your support in many different ways, and I cannot say thank you enough. So thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.